How do you activate a park when the band is full of contesters? Let's go.
Hi, my name's Mike. I'm a full-time traveler and ham radio operator. I activate amazing parks all over the United States. Join the adventure and see what's next.
Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
That traveler has
I just do things.
This is a huge, beastly, bulging man. Plates were from Kansas.
Hey friends, I'm Mike, Kilo Echo Zero, Victor India Mike. This is Traveling Ham. I'm on a road trip, so I thought, what the heck, what can I do along the way? I'm going to talk to you. So I've seen it come up because we're coming into contest season, and that means there's going to be a lot of weekends. Folks are going to go out to activate, and they're going to find the band is packed from one end to the other. Oh, no problem, I'll go to the work bands. Guess what? Everyone that wants to talk is on the work bands. They're also packed from one end to the other. I've had this happen multiple times. So what is one to do? The easiest way to solve this, and this is probably for a lot of newer activators and maybe some more experienced activators that have just avoided the situation but are looking for a solution. You avoided it for a while. Is there a better way? Yes, there is. You do not have to avoid a contest. And working a contest is actually an easy way to activate a park because the band is full of people that want to make contact with you. You don't need to spot yourself. You don't need to sit there and call CQ and wait for people to answer. You can get right in the game. It does take a little bit of time, but you can do it. There's two main points to understand here. One, know the exchange. Every contest has an exchange. We'll talk about this in a little more detail here. Two, at least for the time being, while you're activating, forget POTA, okay? Forget it. You're just a contester. All right, part one, let's talk about that. Know the exchange. Every contest has an exchange of some kind that you need to make, or that your contact, your potential contact is looking for. The simplest one is a signal report in a state, let's say. You know, and if there's a signal report in a contest, it's always 5-9. 5-9, 5-9, 5-9, 5-9. Doesn't matter if you barely hear them. Don't tell them anything but 5-9. That's what all contesters do, okay? Pretend you're trying to hide, right? You're trying to hide in this contest, and your POTA is a secret. You don't want anyone to know that you're activating POTA, right? You're sneaking in. I mean, that's a good mentality to have, and that's how you'll do things right. Okay, so just give them that basic exchange and move on quick. That's what they're looking to do. But learn what it is. And the best thing that you can do is always be prepared for the situation that you're walking into. So, you know, whenever you're going out to activate, especially if it's over a weekend, look ahead on the contest calendar website and see if there's a big contest. If so, what's the exchange? It's always a little bit different. It might be, you know, there's contests where you got to exchange your ITU region or your CQ region. A lot of times it's going to be your state. There's some QSO parties where they just want your name in your state. There are contests where they're after a serial number, right? And that's your contact number. If you're making your first contact, the serial number you're going to give is 001, and your next one's going to be 002. And if you're really sharp, you might even set up your logger, like I use N3FJP. I can download a template for that contest before I go out into the field, and it will tell me what the exchange information is going to be. And as I enter all my information for my location, it's going to tell me what my exchange information needs, what the contester is going to be looking for. Okay, so just know what that is and be prepared to give that and nothing else. All right, that gets on to the second point. Forget about POTA. Don't say anything about POTA. You just want to talk like one of the contesters. So if I call someone who's calling CQ contest, and you might say Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike, you're 5-9 Minnesota. I'll say 5-9 Arizona, thank you. And he's probably going to go on to his next contest, his next contact, just like that. Keep in mind, these contesters, their mentality, who they are, what they're trying to do. They are trying to make thousands of contacts over the course of, 40, 48 hours, however long this contest is. And they are super into efficiency. They've got a little statistic popping up on the logger that keeps track of contacts per hour. You know, and some of these guys are turning over contacts every 5 and 10 seconds. It's just incredible to sit there and listen to sometimes. Others are working 2 frequencies at the same time. I mean, we're talking about crazy stuff. So, you know, if we take a minute to say, oh, hey, thanks for taking my call. Yeah, this is Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike. He's already got my call sign. Yeah, and I'm activating a POTA. He doesn't care. In Arizona, US 0030. I'm taking all of this time. These guys don't want to hear about your POTA. They don't care. They might after the contest think, well, that's cool. I got a few parks too. That's awesome. But right there in that moment, they do not want to hear about your park. They do not want your park number. They don't need to know that you're on a summit. You know, they don't need any of that information. They just want the exchange. And the cool thing about Parks on the Air is you can sit there and participate in the contest and not say a darn thing about POTA, and you've got enough information for a POTA exchange to enter all your contacts for Parks on the Air, get credit for activating the park. You never said CQ POTA. You never told anyone you're in the park. It don't matter. You know, the exchange, gosh, what is it for there's the sweepstakes contest that just passed. So you had to give, I think it's your name, your serial number, and the year you were licensed. You were first licensed as a radio amateur. It's a crazy exchange. And, you know, man, you don't want to be throwing in any extra information for stuff like that because they're in a rhythm of entering all this information into their software. You want to give it to them in the same order that everyone else is. You want to sound like everybody else. Again, you want to like pretend like you're hiding. You're not, I'm not a POTA. That's a secret. I'm just working a contest here casually, you know, making some contacts. But if you can do that, contest weekends are no problem. That should be your mentality. A contest weekend is no problem. Now, if you're in a remote part of the country and you're running QRP and SSB, yeah, it might be a little more challenging. You might have a hard time making contacts, and you're only going to want to try the stations that you can hear really, really strong. But I bet you there'll be some people that'll comment on this video saying, yeah, I do a QRP all the time, and I have no problem. So there you go. And I've got examples. I've made videos. I'll post them here. I'll stick them right up here in this corner. Videos that I've made where I am activating a park. There's one where I did a summit. That was the lamest summit ever, or the lamest soda ever, I think was the name of that video. Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike.
Kilo Echo Zero Victor.
Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike.
Victor India Mary, Paranque.
59 Tango X-Ray.
Thank you, Delta 4 Kilo.
And there was a park in Colorado, I think it was Pike National Forest, that I activated during a contest, working as a contester.
CQ contest, November Uniform 5 Alpha, November Uniform 5 Alpha.
Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike.
Got an India Mike station.
Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike.
Kilo Echo Zero Victor India Mike. This is Cat, Charlie Alpha Tango in Texas.
All right, Kat, appreciate that. I am Mike, Colorado, Charlie Oscar.
Mike in Colorado, 73, QRZ.
Again, learn your exchange and forget about POTA. Don't mention POTA, just run the contest. Stick to the strict exchange and get in and out quick. Some of these guys won't even say bye. They'll say thank you and then take the next call. Kind of a different environment than the friendly environment we're used to in POTA. But you know, these guys are trying to really crank out the contacts. I mean, what we would consider a really fast pace, awesome, super piled up activation, that's just an average day for these contesters. And like I said, I mean, some of these guys are 5 to 10 seconds per contact. It's crazy. If some of you have done this and you have any other tips you want to add, stick them in the comments. Any questions that anybody has, put it in the comments. But this is not something to be a barrier for you activating Parks on the Air. In fact, it can actually help. So there you go. Hear a contest, figure out what it is, listen to what the exchange is. If you know what typical exchanges are, you'll be able to just listen for a little bit. Even if you didn't know there was a contest, you can listen a little bit and say, oh, I need to give my name, the serial number, or the number of contacts I've made so far in the contest, and my state. And that's what they need. And be ready to give that. You can jump right in. I should also mention about logs. Some people think you have to submit a log or the people that you're contacting won't get credit for the contests. You do not have to submit a log at all. You can just submit your POTA and you're good. They might appreciate you submitting your log, and that'd be great. So that's it. Get out there, have some fun. It's a great chance to do something a little bit different. You know, instead of saying call in CQ, you can answer other calls. That could be a nice, relaxing paced activation. It might be a DX contest, and you can get a lot of cool DX contacts. There might be digital mode contests, so you can have a good opportunity to run some RIDI and make some contacts. I'm having a hard time with contests and contacts. Whatever. Get up there, have some fun. Don't let contests be a barrier to doing POTA, SOTA, whatever your jam is. I'm Mike, Kilo Echo Zero, Victor India Mike. This the Traveling Ham. We'll see you next time.